Thank God it's Friday. This is the Friday recap show. We're going to go over our Week 6 Stone Cold Locks. We're going to go over our Week 6 Honorable Mentions. And we're going to go over the 10 player props that I gave y'all for the Thursday night football game that just happened. We're going to check all of them. We're going to check and see if there were hits. We're going to check and see if there were misses. And after that, we're also going to talk a little CMC talk, man. You know what I mean? He's with the 49ers now, and that is sounding like a really juicy player prop to go over on this weekend. So, you trying to 20x your money? Then let's get into this hustle game.
Hustle game, 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 hustle game.
What's good, Hustle Game community? And we back, and it's Friday, Recap Friday. You know what the deal is. Man, let's get straight into it. My first Stone Cold lock for last week was Lamar Jackson, 58.5 rushing yards. We took the over, and we hit on that. Lamar Jackson had 7 rushes for 77 yards. Like, this is the way I look at it. He's a running quarterback. So, if his rushing prop stays the same where it's at, like 58.5 rushing yards, he is a smash play to go over every week on his rushing yard prop. My second Stone Cold lock is David Njoku, 39.5 receiving yards. We took the over, and we hit on that. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, yo. David Njoku is guaranteed to give us 45.7 receiving yards a game until Watson come back. When Watson come back, we need to see what type of, like what he's doing out there, who's his main targets, who's he like to throw to. But until Watson come back, David Njoku is a smash like play to get at least 45.7 receiving yards a game. Our third Stone Cold lock was CMC, 40.5 receiving yards. We took the over, and we hit on that. Like, I had CMC pegged for 85 yards receiving anyway, and he got 8 targets for 89 yards. So we pretty much was spot on with that one. But we're going to talk about CMC a little bit later, now that he's a 49er. So, I mean, pretty much that was a good hit, but we're going to talk about him a little bit later because, man, it's about to get real. It's about to get real. My next Stone Cold lock was Isaiah McKenzie, 35.5 receiving yards. He ended up getting 9 targets for 9 yards. Big miss. But every miss, we have to blame it on someone. And those 3 someones are injuries, negative miracles, and me. I might have did the equation wrong. I mean, it happens. But in the case of Isaiah McKenzie, like, I gotta say this is a negative miracle right here, okay? I had him statted out for 5 to 8 targets in this game versus the Chiefs, and he only got 9 yards, okay? So, I can't take the blame for this one. My next Stone Cold lock is Chris Godwin, 64.5 receiving yards. We took the over, and we hit on that. Like, Rex Welker, Julian Edelman, Chris Godwin is the slot receiver for Tom Brady, okay? I mean, it's really nothing else to say. Our next Stone Cold lock was Nick Chubb's, 103.5 total yards, but he only got us 70 total yards. Big miss. You know what? I'm going to take the blame for this one, okay? Maybe I was a little high on Nick Chubb, and I disrespected Bill Belichick, bro. I think the exact words I say was, like, he's playing Bill Belichick, but I'm not really worried about that. Well, I should have been worried about that because Bill Belichick basically shut down the running game and made it a game where Jacoby Brissett had to throw to win the game. And you see what happened with that. So I will take the blame for that. I take full responsibility, and I'm sorry. My next Stone Cold lock is Kareem Hunt, 16.5 receiving yards. We took the over, and he got 1 target, 0 yards. 0. This is obviously a negative miracle, okay? This is Kareem Hunt. You remember Kareem Hunt last year? You remember Kareem Hunt the year before last? You remember Kareem Hunt when he played for the Chiefs? This is Kareem Hunt, the pass-catching back for the Cleveland Browns. And he got 1 target, 0 yards, okay? I'm not taking the blame for that. And my last Stone Cold lock was Jeff Wilson, 65.5 rushing yards. We took the over, and we missed on that one. He got 7 rushing attempts for 25 yards. Big miss. You know what? I'm going to take the blame for this one, okay? Like, Jeff Wilson had 18 rushing attempts, 17 rushing attempts, 12 rushing attempts, and then last week he had 18 rushing attempts. And they were going versus Atlanta, so I had him pegged for like 22 to 25 rushing attempts. But like Atlanta was kicking their ass so early in the game that they had to change their whole scheme up and just throw the ball so they could try to come back, you know what I mean, from the deficit they was getting killed by. So, you know, it ain't nothing I could do about certain things like that, but that was not a negative miracle. I would just say that was a wrong calculation. So I'm going to take full responsibility for that one, and I'm sorry. All right, let's go through our honorable mentions. But before we start, honorable mentions are honorable mentions, okay? There's no blame placed upon no one on honorable mentions. I only use 1 or 2 honorable mentions a week to mix with my Stone Cold lock lineups, just in case, like, I might be a little bit worried about one of my Stone Cold lock lineups. But I never use more than, like, 2 honorable mentions. So we're not going to place any blame. We're just going to go through and see if they hit or if they miss. All right, my first honorable mention is Marquise Brown, 72.5 receiving yards. We took the over, and we missed on that. He ended up with 9 targets for 68 yards. But I think he got injured, okay? He had 68 yards, like, at the beginning of the third quarter. And I kept looking back at it, and he still had 68 yards. And now he has some type of foot injury that's going to keep him out of the Thursday night game that had already passed. And so, you know, it's what it is. Like I said, when it comes to injuries, I mean, if somebody get injured, your bet slip is done, okay? Like, if somebody gets concussed, it's over. Ain't no point even looking at it. Ain't no point even going back to the game and just hoping dude get back in the game. You see what's going on with the concussions. Ever since Tua did the whole gang sign thing when he got hit, like, they are really on concussions, like, big time. My next one is Darrell Henderson, 19.5 receiving yards. We took the over, and we missed on that. I was assuming that Stafford was going to, you know, get some dump downs to him this game. But Stafford was playing, like, really good, like, last week, like, really efficiently. Like, Allen Robinson had a good game. So I just feel like it was no need for him to dump it down to Darrell Henderson because they was in control of the game the whole game. So, you know, we just missed on that one. Now, my third one, which was in the same game, was Allen Robinson, 33.5 receiving yards. We took the over, and we hit on that one. Like, 33.5 receiving yards is really nothing, but, I mean, we all have been watching Allen Robinson this season, and, we're not understanding what's going on. Like, why is Cooper Kupp getting thousands of targets, but Allen Robinson is not? But this was a game where he went ahead and did what he had. Like I had him pegged for 55 yards receiving anyway, and he ended up getting, what does it say here? He ended up getting 6 targets for 63 yards, and I'm pretty sure he had a touchdown too. So he had a great fantasy day anyway, but we hit on that one. That was a good hit. My next one was Michael Gallup, 40.5 receiving yards. We took the over, and we missed on that one. Michael Gallup had 7 targets for 18 yards. Well, let's just move on. My next honorable mention was Travis Kelce, 79.5 receiving yards. We took the under, and we missed on that. My next honorable mention was Ramondre Stevenson, 18.5 receiving yards. We missed on that one. He had like 5 targets for 15 yards. That's pretty damn close, okay? Even though we missed. So our equation was in the same ballpark of what we thought. It's just we came up short. So, I mean, yeah, we missed, but I mean, we didn't miss by a lot. My next was Taysom Hill, 28.5 receiving yards. We took the under, and we missed on that one. He got 5 attempts for 39 yards. I mean, there ain't really no explanations. I mean, we actually, Taysom Hill shouldn't even have been an honorable mention because he's so up and downy. We really don't know what's going on. But I know he had a big boy game the week prior. And whenever a person has a big boy game like that, that's not really truly has a role in the offense, like he's some gadget player, you can assume that player is probably not gonna do shit the next game. But he at least got 39 yards. He still didn't do shit, but when it comes to our player prop betting, he beat us. So, it's what it is. Our next one was James Robinson, 39.5 rushing yards. We took the over, and we hit on that. James Robinson ended up getting 12 attempts for 54 yards. But we need to watch out for him, especially as player prop bettors, because the last 2 weeks, ETN been turning up, man. You know what I mean? It feels like they splitting the work right down the middle now. And, ETN been turning up, so I don't know about putting any more player props on James Robinson because, I mean, if stuff keeps going the way it's going, then ETN might take over as the number 1 running back. And our last honorable mention was Devin Duvernay, 41.5 receiving yards. We took the over, and we missed on that. He ended up with 5 attempts for 14 yards. But I read a report on, I think it was Yahoo Fantasy, where the Baltimore was saying, we got to get him more involved. We got to make him a big part of the offense so we can win. So what came from that paragraph to me personally is that they're going to have him run the Rashad Bateman route tree. When Rashad Bateman got hurt, it was weird. It was they kept Devin Duvernay in his position, but they had Demarcus Robinson and whoever the hell else is their other receiver run the Bateman route tree, and it's obviously not working. Okay, so now I think what they're gonna have, they're gonna put Devin Duvernay in the Bateman route tree. So he's looking like a juicy player prop this week, especially since he only got 14 yards. They might put his prop at something stupid like 27.5 receiving yards, and that is a straight all day over. But to be honest with you, Underdog Fantasy is not stupid, so I'm thinking they might have it at 33.5 receiving yards, just like Allen Robinson's was last week. But if they're gonna put him in the Bateman position, I'm taking that over all day, if that's what the prop is this week. Since it's Friday, right? I made 2 short videos on YouTube and TikTok with 10 different player props from the Thursday night game that happened last night. Now, I don't bet on the Thursday night football games because I live in Cincinnati. So, I it's illegal to do player prop betting in Cincinnati. But Kentucky is right there. So what I do on Saturdays after I drop the Stone Cold Lock Saturday video, I drive over to Kentucky, put my player props in, and then drive back. But I still made those 2 videos just for people that like to do player props on Thursdays. So we're going to go through those 10 player props that I put out there on those short videos and see how many hits and how many misses we had. Okay, the first one we had was Chris Olave, 62.5 receiving yards. We took the over and we hit on that. Then we had DeAndre Hopkins, 5.5 receiving yards. Now let me stop right here. I don't usually do receptions, okay? I only do rushing yards and receiving yards because those are the easiest things to calculate and figure out if somebody's going to go on an over or under on a certain player prop line. But this is DeAndre Hopkins, okay? This is the one exception right here, okay? I've always felt this certain type of way about DeAndre Hopkins because I've been watching him throughout the years, and this dude is not only a target monster, but he catches a lot of his balls thrown his way. Even ones that are like uncatchable, he still seems to catch them, okay? Like, I did this weird stat. I did it like last year. I don't know if it's true because I haven't double checked it, but I think like since DeAndre Hopkins played football in high school, all the way till now, every game that he's played and not got injured and played from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, he has at least caught 6 passes. That's crazy. Ever since high school. And when I seen the line 5.5 receiving yards and, you know, Hollywood Brown is hurt, like, I knew right then and there, like, he's at least going to catch the ball 6 times. So I went ahead and went with this one. And, I mean, as you can see, he caught 10 passes. Okay, he had 14 targets, but caught 10 of them. So, you know, that was an easy win right there. But we also had another line with DeAndre Hopkins, which was 69.5 receiving yards. We took the over, and we hit on that also. The next one we had was Rondale Moore, 47.5 receiving yards. We took the under, and we hit on that. Now, I usually don't take unders because unders to me are guesses. They just guesses. That's all it is. Like, our calculations with our betting strategy has to do with overs. Like, can this person get more than what this prop says? But if you say, like, this person is not going to get as much as the prop say, I don't know what information or equation that you can come up with to back that. So I don't usually have unders. But I just felt like, you know, Rondale Moore was like they had him in the slot. And it just so happened for this game, they had him on the other side as a field stretcher. But none of that meant anything to me. I knew when DeAndre Hopkins came back, he is a full-fledged target monster for this team. Like, when it comes to this team and receiving, if you break it down like it's a large pizza, DeAndre Hopkins is getting half of that pizza, and the other half is getting distributed to everybody else. So I just had a gut feeling about going to under on Rondale Moore, and we hit on that one. The next one was Taysom Hill, 33.5 rushing yards. We took the over, but we missed out on that one. Our next one was Mark Ingram, 26.5 rushing yards. We took the over, and we missed out on that one also. The next one was Kyle Murray, 284.5 total yards. We took the over, and we missed out on that one also. Like, to be honest with you, I think he should have got this one, but Andy Dalton threw 2 pick sixes in a matter of like 20 seconds, like right before the half, and that changed the whole dynamic of the game. The next one was Zach Ertz, 48.5 receiving yards. We took the under, and we hit on that. The same philosophy for Rondale Moore is the same one I took with Zach Ertz. DeAndre Hopkins is back. He's the target monster. You guys got to get that other, like, half a pizza distributed to y'all. And I feel like when it gets distributed to y'all, there's no way you're going to get over, 48 receiving yards. And then the last guy we had was Alvin Kamara. We took 2 different props on him. One of them we hit, and one of them we missed. The first one was 34.5 receiving yards. We took the over, and we hit on that one. But the second one was 64.5 rushing yards. We took the over, and we missed on that one. Before we go, I want to talk a little CMC talk. You know what I mean? Like, everybody in the world knows that Christian McCaffrey was traded to the 49ers, okay? Now, this is not a fantasy show, okay? I do a lot of I'm in like 3 or 4 fantasy leagues. I love fantasy football, but this show is not about fantasy, but I'm going to talk a little fantasy talk just for a second, okay? Like, I got CMC in 2 of my leagues, and these 2 leagues are my most important leagues. So if you ask me how I feel about this trade, I am absolutely excited about this trade, okay? CMC is about to go to one of the premier running offenses in the league, okay? So I am absolutely happy about that. And in fantasy, I'm starting him this week. Flat out, I'm starting him. Even though he just got there, I'm starting him. But like I said, this is not a fantasy football player channel. This is a sports betting channel on Underdog fantasy player props. And I'm going to tell everybody in the Hustle Game community right now, do not do any props with Christian McCaffrey this week, okay? He just flew to San Francisco, okay? Practice is over, okay? So that means that he's only going to get to practice with the team on Saturday. That's it. He doesn't know the whole playbook. He doesn't know the audibles. He doesn't know anything. Now, I'm not saying that he's not going to get in the game. Yes, there's a high likelihood that, like, if they get to the goal line, they're going to bring him in the game because, I mean, this is Christian McCaffrey. You want to get the fan base hype. This is it's good for the team. So, yes, do I think he's going to get in the game? Yeah. But do I think he knows the whole playbook and like the audibles and things of that nature? No. Do I think he knows everything about pass protection on plays where it's play action? No. So, no, we're doing no player prop bets on CMC. Okay, we're just going to sit back and watch and see what happens. Like and subscribe and hit the bell. Stone Cold Lock Saturdays is right around the corner, and you don't want to miss out on that free money. So until next time, be safe, place your bets early, and let's get this money. It's your boy, Mr. Hustlegame, and I bet that.
Hey, it's 2022. I don't know what to do. It's 2022. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. Girls rocking black, boys rocking pink. Standing in quick.
Robert